We're live.
We're live.
We're live. Oh, we're live. Oh, hold on. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's that special time again where we all gather and come together as one. Where we all sit and gather and listen to the words of BGST. Now let me ask you fine folks this. Do you know where you can find Big Gamer Smalltalk? I'll tell you where you can find it. You can find it on Next Gen 720's YouTube channel. You may even find it on the Crab Gamers. I don't know. Maybe something crazy will happen and you'll find it on that fine brother's channel, Xbox 448. Maybe in K-Mega 405. Team Dog, he might be there too. Chris Steele! Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we gather together at Sundays at 7 p.m., it's time. What time is it? It's time that we put our hands together and clap for Big Gamers, Smalltalk brothers and sisters, BGST!
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Big Gamer Smalltalk podcast. Next Gen sounds like he's high. Oh, there's crap. There's Megan. You guys are already here. All right. Well, I didn't even know you guys were here. Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, I joined in the middle of the damn introduction.
You know what? You joined in the middle of the what? Who's gonna give it to you? Chris, what's going on?
X gonna give it to you.
Yeah. Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go. You ain't gonna want to miss the show. Yeah.
X gonna give it to you.
Oh, Next Gen. I heard that you were leaving YouTube, man.
Yeah, man, hey, man, I had to take a shot. You got me in that backpack, man. I've been thinking about it. I can't wait.
Oh my goodness.
I can't wait.
No, I thought that was funny. I was like, I saw people are asking me. Like,
hey, yo, you remember the other one I did when I was like,
dude, that was like years ago.
Yeah, I did it with another one that, you know.
Yeah, that was funny though.
Next Gen, listen, hey, man, I'm back. That one, the brass, the smack talking, flirting with your grandmother. You got me back, man, for a little while. Let's go, man.
Yeah, man, it's good to be back. Yeah, it looks like we're not gonna have any Xbox tonight. I saw that, but hey, there is a lot of cool stuff going on. Well, I wouldn't say cool stuff, but I mean, yeah, some cool stuff. Also, there's like the Sony stuff going on with the Naughty Dog stuff and whatnot. So,
Naughty Dog. Listen, like I said, man, I was in the stupor.
They called Naughty Dog for a reason.
Let me tell you, man.
Allegedly,
Naughty Dog's getting naughty.
Listen, like, hey, Tim, I think, but again, I was in a coma for over the week, and I, in and out, you know what I mean. And make a long story short, I just caught tail ends of people tweeting, you know what I mean. And so when I'm reading it, like, someone was pushed up on a guy, was harassed, So I'm like, what was it, male, female, both? What the hell's going on here, man? Detail, but I see
nobody knows.
They responded back on Twitter. Not Twitter, I'm sorry. Was it Neo guys?
On the website.
Yeah, their website.
I don't know the story. They put out a press release.
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know. An employee just started tweeting about an ex-employee, 7 years, started tweeting about being sexually harassed. And he was pissed, and he started tweeting about it. His tweets are all there. I think his name is Ball or something. I don't know. I think that's his name. But it's a situation where you just you're gonna have to wait and see what happens. It's not it's developing. It's hard to talk about. It's pretty crazy, and for all the shit that we've been hearing, it's just crazy. But that's basically what's going on. They issued a statement, and the statement was saying that they never were advised of any of this. So it's going to be he said, she said, and and probably going to go to the courts. And I don't know. It is a possibility. There's a possibility he could be making it up, but I mean, I don't know why you would just fucking put that out there, and it's something that it's a tough situation. So. It's just gonna have to play out.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's allegations, but it's really crazy because
allegations, salacious allegations. What's going on with this? Unbelievable, unheard of.
But the one thing about it is this to me, it's not so much about Naughty Dog, right? It's about Sony. If the allegations are true, look, Naughty Dog can't really control every employee. So it's kind of crazy because if the employee is harassing another male guy. So I'm assuming that this person might be homosexual or something, and maybe somebody was harassing them or whatever. But I'm not so much tripping on Naughty Dog more than I am for the allegations from Sony. Because if Sony gave him hush money to let it go away, that's the bigger problem. On top of everything that we've known from what Sony was saying about the racial stuff, about President Obama, and all that other stuff. And it just kind of shows that not only with what's going on with Hollywood right now with that Weinstein dude, is that there's a culture that is, you know, not too suitable, you know what I'm saying? And again, I haven't heard any PlayStation guy go out and mention it. I know, baby, because it was just an allegation. But damn, we have to go back and we got to think about.
You know what, though? I think it is, Mega, at the end of the day, and not to sound sexist or anything like that.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm a little old school. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna get my Archie Bunk on. Like, I'm thinking, how could a man be harassed that way, or like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean?
Did
like,
you hear about the Terry Crews situation?
Even so much as that. Like, I don't. How does that mean? That never happened to me in my life. I mean, a woman hit on me or whatever. You know, I don't.
Well,
know
that's nowadays that's considered harassment. Like if they in the workplace.
Hey, somebody come and grab your junk. That's harassment.
Yeah, well, Terry Crews story fucking crazy.
Yeah, Terry Crews story was wild.
But how does it even go though? How someone just walks up to you? I mean, it was a hot. I mean, listen, I'm a married man, a happily married man. But if a hot woman hits on me, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to blush and count my blessings. You know, I don't know, but that's just me. I'm maybe a little old school. Like, can it happen that way? Now, if a guy, I don't have anything against you, whatever. But I don't know. Like, does it happen? Maybe I'm a little. I don't know. It's like maybe in denial about racism or something. I don't know. Is it really happening? Does that stuff really happen?
Yeah, I mean, it does. I mean, it happens all over the place. I mean, you get people that get profiled. There's people that get singled out just because of maybe their sexual preference or their color or just they being a woman.
I understand that, but I'm just saying.
It's a fucked up situation.
It's a fucked up situation if it's true. Now, this could be just a disgruntled employee, and they just took the light of what happened with Weinstein and them in Hollywood, and him filling up all these women and doing all this shit, and he just like, oh, I'm motivated to go after Sony now because they're they do movies too. So we don't know, but again, if it's true, then it's, you know what, that's pretty fucked up. And I would like to hear, you know what I'm saying, these PlayStation diehards out there denounce that shit. You know what I'm saying, for real. Like, hey, you know, that's
well,
not cool.
The interesting thing here is, like, I wasn't like I couldn't care less about, like,
you hate these subjects. These subjects that are like nails to you.
I do, but here's the thing, right? It's not a console award thing for me. It is like the hush money thing is a terrible thing. But the fact that you did see a bunch of Sony fans like really defend this or go, oh, well, how can, you know what I mean? Like, and that was kind of all over. You know, I think Kotaku, Jason Schreier, whatever his name is, posted an article where he had sources inside Naughty Dog and of course couldn't name them. And they're all like, we never knew about this. But he did go kind of, he was kind of, had a mental issues there towards the end or whatever. So who knows? You know what I mean? It's like they do go out of their way to kind of damage control. I'm not, we don't know. It's allegedly. So, I mean, you never know. But then the interesting thing was in this guy's tweets, another person who used to work at Naughty Dog said, hey, you know what? When I worked at Naughty Dog, same thing happened. But now that person works for Niantic, which I guess if you did like a search, you could find out, because I know somebody, I know some people.
Yeah, they deleted the tweet. They deleted the tweet.
Yeah. But it was a female developer who said the same thing. So it's not just, it doesn't seem like it's like a thing like this, but it's, it's something that, you should take seriously. And if this isn't a PlayStation thing, this isn't an Xbox thing, it's not a Nintendo thing. Yeah. It's like, I realize there were Xbox people. It's like, if this shit happened at Xbox, I'd be saying the same thing. It's not a Nintendo thing. It's not a PlayStation thing. It's not an Xbox thing. It's a real life thing. This is
the panel. How much more of these types of things are going to start flooding out now that it's seemingly with Weinstein and all this other nonsense with the floodgates being open? You know what I mean?
It's going to get crazy.
Get people lying too. That's the thing. When you have like, you start to build that, then you're going to get people lying. In this case, I don't know how they issue a statement the day after, and Jason and his supposed contacts with Naughty Dog is curious. you know, to say the least. So, I mean, yeah, if you're sexually assaulted or something screwed up, you're going to be crazy at the end. Who knows? The guy might have somebody broke him at Naughty Dog, but or whatever the situation is. But to dismiss it and to put a statement like that guy should be speaking to a lawyer as we speak.
Right,
because if it really happened, you have to go to a lawyer. In my opinion.
Right,
and go after them.
If that guy is lying, though, and that goes to anybody that comes and makes allegations that harsh to get somebody really, really fucked up, then I feel that criminal action should be handed out to them. You know what I'm saying? For people that turn out to try to be victims and then they're liars, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's not cool either way. You know what I'm saying? You can't lie on somebody and try to just take out their character, assassinate their character in that way. To try to hurt their business or whatever, that's bullshit. And I hope Sony and Naughty Dog goes after him. Yeah, I really do. If it's a lie.
I don't know. I don't know how the shit's widespread. I don't know how. I don't know. I mean, listen, just comes to a point where you have to stand up for yourself too. And some people are doing this because they feel like it's screwed up. So if something bad happened to somebody, at this point, you got to out them, because it sounds like in Hollywood it was widespread, and they laughed about it and made jokes about it.
Well, here's the thing.
That's a weird society, in my opinion. Like,
there's been this whole casting couch persona thing going on in Hollywood forever, right? Anybody that's made it, for the most part, has probably been subjected to some of this stuff. Even in the music industry, like a lot of those boy bands back in the 90s and early 2000s, NSYNC and stuff, their manager was notorious for that kind of stuff as well. Yeah. And I think he's in jail right now for some of that stuff. So
I think he actually might be dead, but I could be wrong.
Okay, yeah, you might be right. Like, I'm not really up to date on the boy bands, but
NKOTB for life.
Yeah. Exactly, dude. I remember liking a show on MTV that was kind of parodying boy bands. But yeah, this is unfortunate, and this is so much worse than some kind of PlayStation versus Xbox stuff. It's not even about that. It's just so many people are afraid to speak up, because look what happens. Like, this guy spoke up, and then you have people that let's just say it is true, because again, it's allegedly. Let's say it is true. You got people already out there trying to smear his name. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they couldn't have done that. He's lying. You know what I mean? I mean, who wants to put themselves through that?
Yeah, there was somebody that said some wild shit yesterday, wasn't it, Tim? That on Twitter that was saying, well, as long as they don't stop making The Last of Us 2, I'm like, come on.
Yeah, he said that. Yeah,
you're gonna get people that are gonna, make it about stupid shit, and I saw all of it, and I saw people also harping on it from Xbox. But the bottom line is that this is a situation that's just going to be ongoing, and it's either going to be ongoing or it's going to go away. I mean, if this was Microsoft and say this was somebody there, I don't think that they would be okay with a statement like that and just blown under the thing. I think it would be a little bit crazier. So there are people that are questioning this guy. A lot of people, and they're going to probably question more if the situation goes away. So in his case, he has to go after him. The bottom line, you got to blow it up.
Yeah, I mean, if he can produce some kind of document that he did file a complaint, then I think that puts Sony in a very negative light. You know what I mean? So
if somebody talks as they know the situation. Listen, his situation. Listen, if you have an employee for 7 years, I mean, you should know the guy. At the point, they just said, oh, we didn't know. Wouldn't your first phone call to talk to the guy and see what happened, to find the accuser?
Yeah.
Not just to put out a PR statement. So, it's in his case, he has to go after him. He has to produce something at this point, in my opinion. Otherwise, it's just going to get swept under the carpet, and who knows? The same guy could be doing the same shit down the line.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bad thing, and the thing is that it's one of those situations where we don't exactly know what's going on right now, so it's really hard. That's why I didn't particularly cover it. Just because we don't know the whole story. Maybe when this thing actually comes out, or there's more evidence, or some kind of court, documents, or a judge or whoever, then I think at that particular point it's okay to kind of make more of a comment. But it is unreal that how little things like this Weinstein stuff kind of triggers like a widespread thing. Like remember the Bill Cosby thing, right? It was one person, and then it was one person, and turned into 50. Like 50. You know what I mean? Like that's how it happens. Once the floodgates open, it's hard. Like it's Pandora's box, so it's hard. It's hard, really, kind of getting into it. But it is unfortunate, and hopefully, you know what I mean. I can't imagine what that's like, because obviously, you know, I'm kind of an ogre and that's never happened to me, but still, you know, anybody that's out there, like, you know what I mean, it is bad. That's bad news, and hopefully everything turns out okay for the guy here. I mean, supposedly he's really talented, so maybe he'll able to get work somewhere, and you know, someplace where he feels safe.
Do we know like what the time frame, like how many years ago, or just recently?
7 years ago or something?
I think it was a few years ago, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it kicks a lot of curves. I wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, it's a tough subject. You know, we had to cover it. We covered it. Hopefully, the situation.
He says in late 2015, he was sexually harassed at Naughty Dog by a lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
and then
by
his
a lead.
and then his work environment became extremely
What does that mean when
toxic.
they say a lead? I don't understand.
Well, apparently, like each thing has leads. Like Naughty Dog has something, like they said. I was reading in that Kotaku article something like 10 or 12 leads or something, or maybe 20 leads. I don't know exactly how many, but yeah.
Yeah, I heard there's like 10 leads for the whole Naughty Dog, but I guess you know, he was in art and stuff like that. Who knows?
Yeah, he said
he still,
they
still hasn't found work either, so that sucks too.
He probably got blackballed. You know, so they tried to silence me by offering me $20,000 if I signed a letter agreeing to the termination, as well as not to discuss it with anyone. So, I mean, if that is,
so they only offered him 20 grand.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah, I know that's shitty. I mean, damn, 20 grand.
I mean, at least get into 6 figures. Come on, you cheap ass.
I agree. 100,000 should be opening statement.
And so and you're right, that one female developer that had tweeted, looks like she did delete her tweet, so I'm sure it's somewhere out there. You know?
They have screenshots of it, but again, this is what happens when you come out. A lot of people are going to question you. It's not easy to come out and just think your life is going to be like normal that week. Everyone's going to be. He must be going through.
Yeah.
Wait. We lost Tim. He's
this did happen.
There he is.
We lost you there for a second, Tim.
We got to get you.
You were botting there a bit.
No, I mean, it's just that's the whole situation with that. You know, I mean, I probably got cut off, so it doesn't matter. But it's you know, it's.
Yeah, you know, it is pretty much it is bad. Yeah, it's questionable, and I think people should keep an eye on this kind of stuff, just because, you know, just that's the way it should be. You know what I mean? This isn't something that should be brushed under the rug, but just kind of keep vigilant eyes out for it, and hopefully everything works out for the guy. You know, maybe Microsoft give him a job or something like that. They've got, you know, a pretty good work environment, from what I understand. So.
Yeah. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
so we can move on. Yeah.
I know, like, hey, we started you guys off with bummer talk. Great, awesome. Hey, we are we're 3 weeks away from that. Hey, there is a new guess what? The new dashboard fall update launches today. Yes, this way you can get you can start downloading the X enhanced games. The new UI is sick. I don't know if you guys have downloaded it yet. I got it on my Xbox a little bit ago, so you can download the 4K content ahead for some games right now, and you can transfer it. You can easily discover they've added, so you can just do. It's got its own list. Xbox One X enhanced game. How awesome is that, right? Like Sony, take notes, right? Like, is it pro supported? Who the fuck knows, right? But Xbox, you just go and you can just click Xbox X enhanced games. So that's pretty damn awesome. This thing is super fast.
Yeah, where's that website? Is that on my folders website? Is it on that website?
Yeah, it's on that website where they're like, yeah, we'll get around to it. Maybe, I don't know.
I think you're gonna go to NeoGAF to get the full description.
I mean,
thanks, Sony.
Two made is by going to NeoGAF.
Yeah,
I
so the
I
Gears.
think they have the rundown, but you know, it just they don't have a website. That's pretty funny.
The Gears textures, as Mark says in the chat, are out. So yeah, that's already on my Xbox One X enhanced.
I have that, and That's the only one that just showed up so far as enhanced.
We're gonna start. They're gonna start trickling more. Today is the first official day for this. So if you guys haven't got it yet, they're rolling out today. It's gonna be insane. I like it. It's fast. It does seem like an extra step to get to your actual friends list.
Yeah, I got confused with that.
It's like an extra. And also to get to your games and apps. It used to be like, you go over whatever. Now it's like you gotta push a button. I don't know. It seems like an extra step for a couple things, but it's super fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
but
I really do think that it's
the look of it.
You'll get used to it. It's
the look is much better. I do admit that.
I like being able to see the wallpaper fully too.
Do you guys go light? Did you go light mode? If you haven't tried it, go light mode.
I did. Yeah, I went light mode. I've been having this for a while from the previews program, and it's
me too.
I'm totally invested now. In Xbox, please don't fuck with it again. Leave it alone. No more UI changes.
Ibarra already kind of confirmed that. He said there's nothing big coming down the pipeline as far as that's concerned. They're just doing small updates from here on out. So I think that is really good news. So
do you guys wish there was like background music similar to the PlayStation, just that kind of real light, chill music?
Yeah,
really.
Ambient. You could do that. You could do that easily. That's something that you have to vote on. But go
vote on it.
I would
go vote.
Well,
I would like to get into those one where I've seen. I haven't seen it in person yet, but I've seen people have like these 3D type of backgrounds where they're like moving and everything. Yeah, I haven't. I don't know where to go get those at. Cause
it's that Xbox theme app or some shit like that.
Oh, okay.
Theme my Xbox, but I heard that like it's not built into it at the OS level. Like on PlayStation, they have dynamic themes and that stuff. This one's like a third party over thing, so sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it does work.
What's X gonna do? I forget.
Let's go give it to you.
Wait,
thanks for reminding me, Chris. I was wondering, man. Like, what I was wondering what it was gonna do, but now I know.
Give it to you.
We were playing before you guys were here. We were playing around in the. We just he kept on hitting these things. He has a bunch of sound. That's awesome.
I know. Yeah, he's got. You run OBS, don't you, Chris?
Nope.
No. What do you got? A soundboard?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
All right. What kind of soundboard do you have?
It's called Soundboard. It's an app that I downloaded onto my MacBook, and then it has a companion app that I use on my iPad. So I got my iPad on a swing arm, and it looks sweet, but I never fucking use it.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
sometimes it's touchy to where because you got to use the touchscreen, so sometimes there's a bit of a delay, so sometimes it'll crackle. So I just use the software app on. Yeah.
Give us one. Give it to you.
So, did you guys notice like the people freaking out over the Shadow of War texture thing, right?
Sir.
And this thing, right? I remember over a year ago mentioning this, and I think we were all kind of on board. We were like, the big thing isn't so much the 4K, like that's cool, right? But the main difference is going to be the textures and the better.
Take that back a couple more years because they always said the resolution don't give you better graphics, the textures and the shaders.
Yeah, I mean, we used to all say that, right? Like, but after the X was announced or the Scorpio at the time, and
give it to you.
Every time someone says Xbox One X, you got to play that in the background.
Exactly. So
every time you get a high resolution texture, you just hit it.
Exactly. So that was the big thing, right? So when you read, when you read exactly what the Eurogamer was saying, they're like, this is the biggest rift between games we've ever done between the Xbox One X.
Well, PC, the PC versus Pro.
I have a question, and again, I hate to be
sorry
out of here, but
that one.
Drop that one.
Yeah,
I hate to question Digital Foundry's integrity, but again, I mean, this is something that, and they are the they are, when it comes to this, they're supposed to be the head honcho in charge, right? But
well, here's the thing: when they actually report on this stuff, when they actually report on this stuff, their findings, that's legit. The part that's really stupid is when they do like when they do the fanboy stuff, like they're Us or something, right? When they're actually like this big outlet, and they're like GT Sport, the best version of HDR we've ever seen, and it's so great, and it's only 1800p, but that's
no, but I'm saying this crap, but they know about these textures and having the same texture. Listen here, I don't have a $20,000 PC with the machine, but one of the problems I had with the Pro is that I thought I was getting a bump up in graphics. You know, we used to go back and forth. I mean, 4.2 teraflops, it's a lot of mustard on the hot dog, and they're wasting all the system resources on achieving this higher resolution instead of giving us.
It's a resolution box.
Yeah,
hey, Z, you know how you said it's a lot of mustard on a hot dog? It's more of like a lot of the mustard water before you get to the actual mustard on the hot dog.
No. Pro, we're going to be honest. Pro is really, it's a steaming pile of shit compared to
you know what they should have did? You know what they should have did, Tim? They should have did this. And
it doesn't even have a Blu-ray player, but the fact is that it doesn't have great support. A lot of games are 1440p. It just it
almost seems like Sony doesn't care about it. You never see commercials for the PlayStation 4
so horribly. That's why. You know why? Sony, they pulled the Microsoft. They got cocky when Sony had that unveiling. I think we may have watched it together here or whatever the hell the case may be. And they said you don't need a Pro to get HDR. Remember, we was all hyped about the HDR. They came out of their own mouth and said they're giving HDR support to their standard PlayStation 4. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So if I'm being honest with you, if you already have a PlayStation, and you know, and I'm us Xbox guys, we were bragging about the HDR with the Xbox One S. I ain't got to get a Pro. Sony looks out for the gamer. You remember those conversations there, back and forth in the comments? And we already have HDR. You know what I mean? So they again shot themselves in the foot with that right there. You know what I mean? But my question to like I said, back to Digital Foundry, you guys know about these textures or the same textures when the console came out. You understand what I'm saying? And they didn't really see.
They cheaped out on the fucking on the textures. Basically, if they had 12 gigabits of RAM, it would look a lot much better for Pro.
Yeah. Hey, there's
a big difference.
Yeah.
Even, the Digital Foundry talks about it. They compare like the texture filtering and the high resolution texture.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah, and they show it on the PC, and they compare it, and on the PC it looks gorgeous. On PS4 it does not look good because it's not you're using the asset, and they talk about it, and then they act like X isn't going to have it, or they act X is going to have all that.
Here's what it says.
Here's to report on it.
Here's what Digital Foundry says about Shadow of Mordor on the PS4 Pro. It says PS4 Pro's in-game textures desperately needed an upgrade to suit its resolution boost. The highly variable asset quality is a concern. It may be the biggest gulf we've seen between the Pro and the X to date. So that's very telling right there. Here's the thing. Sony could have went out and did an extra 4 gigs of memory in there and then been able to do the high resolution textures as well. Instead,
but they would have had to charge $4.99.
Maybe look, that's not even that. They could have probably got away with it maybe for $50 more, and you know what I mean. And so
the RAM would have brought them up to real close to $4.99.
Well, I mean, look, they're not using. I don't know about that because look, I got a feeling that the cost of the X that's driving that up is that damn.
It's the RAM. It's the RAM. I can tell you that from a real good place.
It's that cooling system too, man. Like PS4 doesn't have that. Yeah. You know,
well, I heard around it's the RAM. I heard the RAM is the big money gobbler.
Yeah, hey, Nez, whatever. I don't love Digital Foundry, ass bucket. If you listen to what I said what they do is, from a technical standpoint, you can go back to any show. I've said this. Their machines judge what's on there, right? But then they add their shitty opinions, which is very pro Sony, and I don't agree with it. I think Ledbetter is probably the best of the bunch, but the rest of the guys there are really, really just Sony fanboys.
Marcel Simon, he's been with this show forever. He says, "Hey, why are you hanging out with these white people? Jesus Christ!"
He's racist. He doesn't like white people.
I think he's white as damn self. What the hell?
Oh my goodness.
But hey, crap. Again, like you know, we all went back and forth. Like I said, I didn't really trust Digital Foundry to call Sony out. They didn't really just call them. Remember how the Xbox version looks so soft and the things they used to complain about hype up. But my thing is, the Pro came out last year when, bro, in November.
Yeah.
November. Okay, November, right?
Yeah.
They knew about these textures. All I'm saying, they knew about these textures, right? We all seen the inside papers and you know how developers wanted more RAM. We get it, right? But Sony went cheap. We're going to undercut Microsoft and say, you know what? We already got the mindset. We already got the people, right? We already got the resolution, right? And something I was saying before, Microsoft can come out right now, and which they really should be nailing home to about these textures and better graphics. But they're not going to have a problem with $500. As long as the games look better graphically, and you don't need digital frame counting the blades of grass and this image is software from 30 feet away. This is where the the X will, you know what I mean, really, how you say, nail the last nail in the coffin. Because again, that's why
it's a big omission. It was a big omission.
The big shooters, you know what I mean, one of the big, you know, what do you call it, multi-class, you know, show off in the holiday commercials and stuff. You know what I mean, but this is where they have to shine. Right now, they need to be screaming that from the rooftop. You have something here that's going to be noticeably better.
They do, though. They do. They're going to do that. At this point, it's known. It's getting to be known. You know, it's funny because I remember talking about this a year ago, and I remember like people making fun of me and, you know, talking about the because we knew it was going to be 12 gigabits, because I knew when Pinello in an interview said 384 interface. And I knew then that it was going to be 12. Plus, you heard the rumors. But when you knew that you had that RAM, you knew they were going to that's 4K textures. Now, 4K textures and assets, while there are a lot of to download, they make your games look really good. And when you have a 4K TV, why would you go with anything other than, if you're a games machine, other than that? I mean, unless you really, you know, want the exclusives and you want to play your multiplats on that, but that's a big what they made. What
the hell happened?
Tim Dog's having some internet problems or something.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Behave yourself.
Look, the 4K textures and assets are the big difference. If Sony, even with the weaker console, the PS4 Pro, if they had 12 gigs of memory and been able to do 4K assets, it wouldn't be as big of a difference, right? Even if they aren't hitting the same resolution as the Xbox One X, probably most people wouldn't have bet. You really would have a hard time telling. As it stands, the Xbox One X looks so much better. The versions look so much better than the PS4 Pro.
Remember when the PlayStation 4 came out and everyone made it like a huge difference? Like they were like, it's a huge difference, and everyone went along with it? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Now it's actually a huge difference.
It is. Hey, dude, 900p. Remember how many people gave Aaron Greenberg shit? 900p on Rise, right? Which is still one of the best looking games of this generation. And so many people were like, only 900p? That's horrible. That's the worst thing ever.
I'm not going to play it or buy it.
I'm not going to play it. Yeah, it was terrible, right? So now 900 to 1080p was a huge difference. But now you're going to see like native 4K on Xbox One X games and 1400p games on PS4 Pro. And that's no big difference, right? But you know what I did fucking love was Mikey Barra tweeting out that damn resolution thing. I was like, oh, man. That's so great, man.
They started it, and they're
I know.
along with it. So don't act sensitive now. Don't act sensitive now.
Hey, listen, they need more of that. They need more of. I'm talking about. Here you go.
Well, you're never going to get that from Phil. You're never going to have Phil say
you're not.
Forget Phil, but you got Aaron. Aaron's a peacock. You
got Mike too.
Mike got promoted though, so he might have a little bit more leniency. You know what I mean? Like I noticed that lately. He has a lot more. He retweeted me. I mean, he got some shit for it, but he retweeted me. You know what I mean? Like somehow one of my tweets ended up on his timeline. He retweeted it. Like it was funny. Because for me personally, like I don't like worship any of these guys. I think Phil's a good guy, Mike's a good guy, Aaron's a good guy. But you know what I mean? I don't like strive to be buddy with these people. You know what I mean? But I do think that it's funny when something like that happens. It's just a little retweet on Twitter and people flip out because they expect that these Xbox people like hate me or hate us or whatever, which isn't the case because there's interaction there quite a bit that they don't even know about.
Yeah, I just spoke to Aaron.
So it's like that to me is the funniest thing. Like they're like, what? I can't believe it. He's got the toxic crap. What? Oh my! What? Oh my!
Remember, everybody's supposed to be blackballed from what they supposed.
Oh yeah. Everybody's supposed to be blacklisted. If the official Xbox Twitter like blocked me on Twitter, which nope. If I was banned from going to E3, nope. You know what I mean? Like some of this crazy stuff. You know, and it's so stupid. It's like, you know, toxic people. It's like sinners call it, you know what I mean? It's like these saints they're acting like saints, but they're sinners, and they're trying to call me out or us out or whatever when they're 10 times worse. You just look at their You know what I mean? It's all comes
look
down
at that
to
content, right?
yeah, it is. It's all comes down to like the jealousy bullshit or whatever. You know what I mean? If they're not as good as us on the mic or as talented,
No, crap,
you know what I
you
mean?
gotta
Like
call it
they're
spade a
gonna shoot
spade.
what
You
it
have
is.
to be honest. At the end of the day, right? It's only foul or fair. No, I'm gonna take it back. We're looked at it as being we're looked at it as being a pariah of the gaming community. You know what I mean? Lower than the snake's belly because we are vocal Xbox guys at the end of the day. And until I started, you guys followed along, started doing it. The Xbox didn't have a voice. You know what I mean? Like we would not go quietly off into the night. So we looked like madmen out there at first. Now we got a wonderful community out there shouting from the rooftops. Hey, what about Sony? What about Sony? So we were looked at, as like I said, as a pariah. You know what I mean? So at the end, look at what I'm saying. You have never seen any of us tweet anything about sexually raping, and this all came from the Sony side. You remember with the Tomb Raider with the actress, and they threatened her with all types of crazy stuff. And not once did you see Sony step up and denounce that type of behavior. Not once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's been so many.
It's like
so many things. You know what I mean?
It's like with every. I tweeted this out. It's like with every Xbox exclusive. It seems like the media and NeoGAF and Reddit, they all browbeat these developers. When's this come to PlayStation 4? When's this come to PlayStation 4? When's this come to PlayStation 4? And they browbeat them until they finally go, well, it's a year exclusive, or it's a 6-month exclusive. It's like. It almost seems like they get harassed so much where they finally have to go to Microsoft. Can we please say something because it's getting ridiculous? And Microsoft finally says, okay.
They shouldn't though.
Yeah,
they're
ridiculous.
I don't understand. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, whoever that right there, and it is not done to Sony or I don't know why, but it is what it is. Not done to Sony, and even the developers don't say anything. But what seems like with Microsoft, like the developer, we all know about the Square Enix deal. Or even right now with the PUBG thing, you know what I mean? It's not like that with the PlayStation side of things. And why is that? You know what I mean? I don't know what type of
because they're sheep. A lot of them are sheep. I mean, let's just be real about it. A lot of them are just cattle. You hear one or two, I guess, major PlayStation, YouTubers or whatever. Entities, and then everybody else will spew that same garbage. Like nobody has their own personality. Another thing that's really funny is that they quote that we don't game, that we're not gamers. I mean, you got Broadband Bullies. Crap is well over 100,000 on his game score. He's over here.
Hey, we stream on Friday nights too, man. Stream like almost 1 a.m. stream.
I'm showing gameplay. I'm showing clips. I mean, I hit over 10,000 achievement points just last month. I beat Forza 7 last night. Like you know what I'm saying?
Damn, you beat it before the X came out. Oh man, I'm saving the last 3 championships for the X.
Hey man, I'm addicted. I cannot.
That game is insane.
It is amazing.
But it's got microtransactions that it doesn't have.
All the bullshit. That game is insane. I'm liking it better than Forza Horizon 3. I asked you last night.
It's great. It is.
Do you guys think the media will go back and re-review these games that are enhanced for the X, or do you just think
a great selling point?
I doubt it. You know who will do it though? A lot of the YouTubers and stuff like that. Like, did you see in that update? I saw you tweeted out, Tim. You're going to be able to cap clips at 4K with HDR. Like, holy shit! You know what I mean? Like,
crazy.
That is unbelievable. The stuff you're getting into the.
And why is that possible? Is that because of the ramp?
No, the codec. It's the codec they use.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like HV216 or whatever. They use a different kind of codec, and obviously the system is. It's a well-oiled machine, and
I mean the Pro just got an update. The Pro just got an update to stream 1080p, right? The Xbox One X is going to do 4K.
X gon' give it to you.
He was on it that time, yeah.
It's going to stream.
Yeah, he was definitely on it.
Not right, not at launch, but 4K supposedly is coming.
So, I see they enable with your own webcam, so that's nice. You can, I mean.
Yeah, you're gonna need a 4K cam, which is gonna be probably a USB, and
all USB cams are workable on the Xbox One X and Xbox One now.
Aren't they working on USB microphones as well, or is that already there?
Well, I didn't hear that, but I know that the webcam one, if you're going to stream in 4K, you're going to have a 4K camera. There's very few around. Yeah.
Plus, you're going
to need about 100
4K, or it might be 1080p. I'm not sure exactly. 1080p, okay, yeah. But it's still a quality ass image and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean to stream 4K, if that ever happens, when that happens a little ways away, that's a huge feat. Yeah, you're gonna need 100 gig. You're gonna need 100 megabit of speed to do it. But there's people that more and more are getting that. So, but if this is possible, this machine can stream 4K. That's insane.
Yeah, that that not only is that insane, but it's like it's value because everybody's like, why should I get an Xbox One X? And I'm always like, you know why you should get it? Because 99% of the games we all play are multi-plats. Only 1% are exclusive. So 99% are multi-plats. All of those, 100% of those multi-plats are going to look and play better on the Xbox One X, regardless of whether they patch it or not. It could be the exact same on the Pro and the X, and it's still going to play better on the X. Why? Because at an internal level, it plays software better, and it's built to take advantage of that. Sony really cheaped out, right? So as much credit as they got for the PS4, the regular PS4, like, oh, it's genius. What they did, it's really for the gamers and really for the developers. It's so easy to dev for. The X trumped them.
Just like Z said, they got a big head, man. Sony is been trying to undercut their consumers every chance that they can get, and they constantly walk blind and say it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. When the X comes out, you know what I'm saying? It's not even going to be. It's going to be a bloodbath, man. I'm telling you, people's eyes are going to bleed when they see some of these games. Like I'm looking at Forza 7, right? And it's so beautiful. I can't imagine what this thing is going to look like on the X, man. For real.
My god!
Like
that's going to be their graphical, look at it. Honestly, I'm playing right now, and I seen it at
I'm sorry. You didn't save it. I'm not seeing that. You haven't seen the two at Best Buy. You didn't save it for the X. Like I'm not playing anything besides what I.
No, I play. It's so good that it's what I'm doing, and I was talking to K-Make about. I'm actually playing, like they have the Seeker tournament, and then they have the Outbreak or whatever. But there's like you could play like a couple of them, and then
there's
get
6 tournaments in the Forza Cup. I did the first 3. I'm saving the last 3 for the X.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just driving, and I actually love getting credits. I like the loot crates. I know that's a touchy subject, but I actually
like loot crates. Fun. They make it fun. Shit. You can't even spend any real money on them fucking things. No. That's the thing.
That's all I buy though. I buy 340 loot crates, and it's like going to the fucking roulette, and you
get so much money. Here's the thing, and
sometimes you get some crazy stuff.
If you guys remember Alan from he does like a lot of Forza stuff. He used to work for AR12. You guys probably have seen him around or whatever. But he's real big in Forza and stuff. He's from Ireland. He was on Crossfire podcast and he was talking about it. He goes, you know what? He goes, the people that play Forza a lot, they end up like by the time they finish the campaigns and stuff, you end up with 40, 50 million credits and nothing to spend it on. Right? Because you get all the cars. So what do you have it to spend it on? Well, now you can always spend it on these crates and get more stuff and add stuff. You know what I mean? And use stuff. And the only problem that I ever had with Forza 7 was what they did with the VIP pass, which they fixed, by the way.
They fixed.
2 days after launch, they fixed it, and they gave us all extra cars that had the VIP
pass. $1 million. They gave us $1 million.
They gave us $1 million credits, and they also made it so that your things last forever. You get the double XP forever when you have. Yeah, so there you go. They fixed it faster than anything else. Hell, we can't even get Nintendo to fix party chat without looking like you're fucking hooked up to life support.
Oh, I love you. Thanks. I'll use my cell phone. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Let me use. I can't even use mine because I'm still rocking that Windows phone. But and then with PlayStation, I still can't change my name. You know what I mean? It's 2017 and I can't change my name. Think about that, right? So tell me again who's for the gamer. I'm not saying that Microsoft is blame free because they did a lot of things to fuck themselves up. Whether I agree that it's a fuck up or not, because I don't agree everything they did was a fuck up, but I do think that they were probably trying to push stuff a little bit too early. Like now, like everybody's online pretty much. They pretty much accepted that. You hear nobody raise a fucking stink about Gran Turismo Sport, which is like basically a DRM game, or Destiny, or any of these games that are online focused and you need to be online to play it. Nobody says anything. They only cared when it was Xbox doing that, right?
I know. So true.
So it is.
And it was PC guys that was the ones that were at the forefront that was doing all the bitching. That's what really tripped me out. Like, what?
And wait until this shit comes back on Sony, right? Because we're seeing this a lot. These games that are offering crossplay between Xbox, Switch, and PC.
It's another game,
right? Eventually, this is exactly what's going to happen to Sony.
Can't forget about that with Minecraft Mobile. I mean, come on, think about it.
Yeah, not only that, but Mantis Burn Racing got announced today, and there was another one yesterday that was announced. These are some smaller games, but they're doing multiplayer between Switch, PC, and Xbox. How long before some of these developers say, you know what, screw Sony? Well, like, developers are already saying this. Like Rocket League, he's like, man, we really want everybody to play against each other. We want the most amount of people we can get playing against each other. Eventually, this is going to catch up to Sony, and it's going to cost them some games, right?
I said it last week. I bet you PUBG will be the first cross-platform with PlayStation and Xbox.
Well, if they want it, I don't know. Like, here's the thing. If a game was going to do it, maybe it's PUBG, but you would figure Minecraft, because people that are on PlayStation that use Minecraft, they don't get the new update. They aren't getting that big update.
Good job. Wait. With the graphics and stuff, the 4K.
I don't think they get that. I think that's all.
Yeah, they do not get that. That's to play together the big update that they do not get because they have not agreed to crossplay, right?
I'm actually going to play Minecraft 4K. Is that going to be? I wonder if that's going to be at launch.
I don't know.
Together update or whatever. I haven't booted it up yet.
I have
to
say about Minecraft. They showed us in that. See, you know, I mean, at E3 they showed us all a demo, and it basically sold the X to me. Now, I don't know if they're ever going to get. No, they showed it like they showed Minecraft, they showed Forza, and they showed Gears. But I'll tell you that Forza update, the stuff that they're doing with the lighting and the bouncing off the sun, bouncing off the reflection of the blocks, makes me actually want to try that out. I have to say that 4K update is pretty cool. I just wonder when it's actually going to come out, if it's at launch.
Well, let me ask you a question.
I got to ask about that.
Forza said, I know you guys are saying it's going to be the graphic technical prowess. Do you think it's going to look better than Gears 4? Does that
Forza 7?
Yeah.
Gears 4 to me looked the best in sync.
Yeah, my God.
Well, here's the, like
Gears 4. Let me just say something. Forza 7, as I'm playing the game and going through transitioning to different lighting and the time of day and rain, there are parts of Forza 7 that look better, that I think are going to look better than Gears. Put it that way.
Me too. It's unmatched to me. GT Sport is fantastic. It looks fantastic on the Pro. On the on the vanilla PlayStation and on the Slim, it looks like dog shit. It looks like piss water. No doubt. I'm just keeping it real. And Project Cars look amazing. But there's something about Forza 7 that just stands alone from all of those racers. Like that, there's some parts that you just get captivated in just looking at your surroundings and seeing what this game is like. And yeah, man, and shit, it's amazing, man. I am so stoked at what this X is going to do, is what it's going to bring to these games with these enhancements, and it's going to, and how people are even trying to compare the Pro to the Xbox One S is funny. It's laughable because that's what they're doing right now.
You want to know how you can tell a fraud is when they try to say that the Pro is on par or just a little bit worse or even better than the X.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
Xbox got its Pro. No, we didn't get our Pro. We got a 4K machine.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, do everything that you can. So shut the fuck up.
Did you see the freak out at the enhancements thing, right? On the Shadow of War enhancements thing, they put it out there, right? And it's like it's doing all this stuff, and they tried to everybody tried to damage control that right away. It was like it was so funny. Now Shadow of War is a game that I am saving for the X. I didn't buy it yet because I got South Park, which I just finished downloading.
South Park's out already?
So it comes out tomorrow.
Oh wow!
So like that game's scoring incredibly well. So anyway, I don't think that game would look better X or whatever. You know what I mean? It's cartoon.
It's like
kind of like kind of like Cuphead. That's why, you know what I mean? Like Cuphead, another great game. Congrats to them over at Million.
Man. They need to lock them down if they can buy them or whatever. This is a shameless plug. They need.
I would assume they're going to go into the next one. And you know what was funny was, and I did a video about this today. I don't know. I get lost up in the amount of videos I do. But Phil Spencer, a lot of people confuse what he says, right? Because he says he doesn't really believe in purchasing content and keeping it off of other people. That doesn't mean full games or timed exclusives. He's talking about stuff like a gun or a map pack or stuff like that, which I understand. If it's a multi-platform game, I still think, it could be a little bit iffy because honestly, if you're not going to do it, then the opponents are, and it's just really kind of screwing your own fan base. But
it's like some of that DLC shit, right? Like I love the Batman Arkham Knight, right? And there's still DLC Batman costumes that I can't get. That's only available on the PlayStation. That game came out what 2.5 years ago.
The original Batman Arkham had the Joker things or whatever. That was exclusive too. Like I hated that. I was like, this is such a good game. You know what I mean? So it is weird. Did you guys see those horror? I know I'm like jumping all around to all the fucking topics, but those horrible Star Wars Battlefront stickers on that Pro bundle.
They dropped the ball. They dropped the ball when they first.
Holy crap, that's ugly.
They came out. Was it 2015? They hit a home run with that one. This one here, not so much.
Yeah, it looks horrible.
I don't know why they don't go hire Xbox Pope to make their special edition. That dude is awesome.
What you guys don't know is people rip off his designs.
Yeah,
so he's actually. Well, I can't really get into what he's working on, but he actually, people actually approach him and stuff like to do stuff. So
he made me a dope Chris Steele Xbox One X for my birthday. I'm bragging.
Did he? Yeah,
he did.
He made me an albino rhino one. I thought that was kick ass, man. I was like,
"Hey, Pope, where's mine? I need a next gen."
I know, Pope. I need a
boxing. Come on, to the black guy like that. I need one.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to the Pope.
Yeah, he's a good guy, man. But yeah, that is a horrible one. Just like that Call of Duty World War II one. That's horrible as well.
Dude, it looks like
Black Ops 3
how many people were saying that? I remember hearing from certain people who, always talking that it was going to be PlayStation Pro was going to get the price drop. When I saw the price of that custom BF4 whatever the Battlefront 2 console, it's $449.
Yeah,
they are not having a price drop.
The standard, the slim. That Star Wars one.
Yeah, it's $449. Or
no, but is it a Pro?
$449.
Is it a Pro or is it a?
No, they have a Pro. They have a Pro for $449, and they have a Slim for $299.
Yeah, so their Slim at $299 is still $20 more than the Xbox One S. Yeah. So
they got to cover the cost of all those third-party deals that they've done.
Well, yeah, they do, and that's the main part of the reason why Sony isn't doing the bigger games. Let them have, the crossplay. I get that, right? From a business perspective, I'm not going to hate on, Sony for that because they pay a lot of money to get Destiny content and Call of Duty content. So I understand why they want people, and those are supposed to sell PlayStation 4s. That's the whole reason they do it, but with some of these smaller games like Mantis Burn Racing or Rocket League, why not enable, enable crossplay or Minecraft?
Protect the kids.
Yeah, dude. It's like all it has to do with, and I know people bring this up. Whenever you see this brought up, the Sony Defense Force comes out and they go, well, Sony tried to do this with Microsoft last gen. There is no proof of this. There is zero proof of this. And this is a different Microsoft to boot. Microsoft has come out and said, hey, we want to do this. And not only that, if Sony was so open to it, why didn't they do any of this stuff with Nintendo? Because so far, Nintendo seems to be teaming up with Microsoft for crossplay. But Sony's like, nah. And people, guess what? The Switch is a fucking success. So they're doing it still. I mean, come on. Like, if they're going to do it and Sony's not, you got to do more than just say you're for the players, in my opinion. You got to come out there and fucking be for the players.
60 million install base. They don't need to do it.
Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap.
Oh, man. They pushing the shit out of that PlayStation View, though. They want you to watch that TV.
Oh, yeah. Screw that, man. I got my Hulu Live TV going, man. That's way better.
Yeah, I see even that Hulu.
Oh man, I fucking dude, that's my TV now.
No, you know.
But I must play is you're playing. Like if I'm playing a Nintendo guy, I want to see that. Like I want to know somehow, be notified that like I would love to see Xbox player, PC player.
Or if you're playing
Switch.
Rocket League and you're playing against somebody that's on a Switch, they ain't gonna be talking to you with their setup.
That's a low blow. That's a
the one thing that's got me not concerned, but just maybe if I was, for a Sony fan, diehard Sony fan that might be concerned about the whole cross-play thing with PUBG. If Microsoft is smart and they say, hey, look, we'll put PUBG on dedicated servers on our Xbox dedicated servers.
I think it is going to be, though.
Well, I think it is, right? But if Sony does agree with that, then that means one or two things, that Sony has to get their own dedicated service or they got to use Microsoft's dedicated service. And if they do that, then Sony's going to get exposed for not having, the the proper service, and everybody knows that that's what Microsoft really wants to try to do to make people see, like, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? It's you know, you can have stable gameplay. You have a lot of stability, everything over here. You might as well go ahead and switch over and play PUBG over here. And Sony knows that, so that could be one reason why Sony don't want to do that. And if they do go ahead with it, how stable are Sony's services going to be if they try to have their own? You know, I just don't see that. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be a problem either way. And I think that if, you know, PUBG might eventually come to the PlayStation, but it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't. I mean, I think it might even be a year. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it looks like PUBG, in case you guys didn't know, is going to come out December. Like supposedly something came out today that said that it's going to probably come out in December, which I think is a good time. You know,
Christmas $30 deal.
Yeah.
Is it still going to be the is it still in, what do you call it, pre-alpha?
Yeah, it's preview program. It's not even out on PC yet. Even it's still preview.
But one of the thing about that update, what they talked about is that they're adding cars, they're adding vaulting, they're adding all climbing up stuff. So they're improving the game too. So that's a game that just keeps getting better and better, and it's hitting Xbox at the right time. It could really help sell the system in the holiday too.
My only not problem, but you know, with Microsoft, you know, them helping with the game with the water and stuff, and then to let it go to your rival competitors. I just don't really agree with that, man. You know what I mean?
Well, if they let's just say that they make a deal to where they have it like Minecraft. Let's say that they scoop up PUBG and they got it and they do the Minecraft thing. Will you still have a problem with that?
What do you mean Minecraft thing? I mean, like, they own it. I don't. Like,
yeah, if they can own that property or something of that nature, but the deal has to be that they have to put it on Sony.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? Like, you know, them owning something, and this Microsoft and this regime now, they will probably pimp it out and put it on everywhere to make as much money as they can.
Right.
What I'm saying is that. Like with the same thing with what do you call it, with Tomb Raider? They went in and helped the guys and all the tech, and then it go to, you know what I mean? You know, my thing is if you're gonna give them your tech and stuff, do the deal, lock the game down. Now, if I don't know if this rumor was true, they were saying that first the deal was 3 months or something, then they tried to extend it. Like this, I don't know. I didn't know. Actually, I didn't know that company was worth so much money. Somebody said it was like $4.2 billion. But if they can buy Titanfall from EA, I know Microsoft can open the purse strings and lock down PUBG. You know what I mean? You know,
but the question is, though, Z, is what's going to happen with PUBG 6 to 9 months from now? Or I
think it's the new Counter-Strike Go, dude. Like that game is still popular.
It will be great on the PC, but console gamers are a little bit different because we know that once a game is popular on PC, it stays popular. But with it in the gaming space, in console space, one game, it could be great for a certain group of individuals, but then when the next hot game comes out, everybody's going to gravitate to that, and it could knock down some activity on PUBG. I think that's probably where Microsoft is at, because it's, what I'm saying, it would be lucrative for them to try to get and lock up that property, like Z said. But then again, from a console space, then how long will that game be successful on the console? That's why the crossplay thing is a big deal.
Here's the thing with the crossplay with that, before as PC, we're automatically at a disadvantage with the mouse and keyboard. I'm not looking forward to that. But
you aren't forced to play against people with mouse and keyboard, by the way. They're not going to do that.
Okay, but I'm saying what I'm saying is this, right? Look at it like this, right? If there's any indication, I think right now it's at 8 million, 9 million, 10 million, or whatever the case, and it's still in what do you call it, beta. And then it's going to go free to play once it opens up, or whatever the case may be. The game is going to be huge, regardless. And
no, it's always going to be 30.
Oh, it's always going to be 30. Okay, fine.
It's not free to play. That's Fortnite. It's going to be, and there's you can do their PUBG mode for free right now.
Okay, I'm sorry. I stand corrected, but I'm just saying, long as a game like that, right, is supported with mods and fresh content. And look at Friday the 13th. Believe it or not, that game is still very popular. I think it's trash. You know what I mean? What's the other game? What's the other horror game? Fake one like Friday the 13th. What is it?
Dead by Daylight. They might have Friday.
That's another one. That's
H1Z1.
Yeah.
That game. Well, yeah. Dead by Daylight is weird. Like I like Friday the 13th better.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's huge though. You know, even that game is still. You know what I mean? You know, maybe like I said, Crap said, maybe PUBG is the new Counter-Strike. Is the new Castle Soldier of Fortune. You know what I mean?
Did somebody say DayZ?
H1Z1.
Yeah, I did. I did say that, but I was saying, I was doing a comparison.
We got X gonna give it to you. Somebody in the crowd.
X gonna give it to you.
Just give me like 3 in a row. He wants 3 in a row.
Give it to you. X gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you.
That official Xbox mouse and keyboard. That thing's $150 and it looks pretty lame.
What the hell is that?
Did you see it? And it's corded.
I don't even know what it is. It's corded. It looks like shit. I don't know.
It does. It's like, you know, the funny thing is that
let me see. I don't know what the hell.
it's on Twitter. Maybe Predator. You can tag Z and these guys with it. It's really bad. It
looks like a freaking vacuum cleaner. Like remember that small vacuum cleaner that the dustbuster? It looks like that. I'm like, what the hell is that?
I haven't seen it yet.
But go on, Crap.
Yeah, it's bad. For me personally, it's like I don't care about this. It's $150. They're not going to force people to play against mouse and keyboard versus controller. It'll probably be like
you know what? If you want to spend $150, go buy an
Elite controller. Yeah, for me, it's like, look, you got like it's corded, so you got to have this big old cord. We're in 2017, almost 2018, and you want people
to dope snap trays too to put that on. You can't be
it's like
on your lap.
I understand what Microsoft is trying to do, give people options on like some of these games, like you know, maybe The Sims 4 or whatever's coming out.
Minecraft, I bet you.
Minecraft, whatever. You know what I mean? Like maybe Halo Wars, right? But I don't think I think less people are going to use this option on an Xbox than use snap feature. And what was the snap feature at like 1% use or something? It was terrible.
I love the snap feature. I hope they bring that back.
I use the snap feature too, but I'm just saying less people will probably use this because you buy a console, you want to play with a controller.
Right. Could someone tweet me the mouse and keyboard for the or put in the chat for the Xbox? I want to see this damn atrocity.
Yeah, it is pretty ugly, and it's $150. Sony has the same one, and apparently there's high input lag on that as well. So, you know what I mean? I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be something that that people are going to really flock to. Like this, to me, this is not a big deal. It's like a non-issue. I don't particularly care. You know, it's not something that
Here's the thing. The only issue, again, not to be Debbie Downer, I just don't want it in my games. You know, and look, you met the time when we did the MCC versus the Broadband Bullies.
Yeah,
we had the one guy on my squad. I didn't even know he had a PC.
Yeah, we kicked him out.
Get that guy, get his, you know what I mean, out of here. And I'm like, is it different? And then he was when I want to get some more time, and I sit back and I watched him literally glide across the screen. Like I don't want to be, you know, trust me, there is even a third-person shooter, it's a huge difference. That guy stopped on the down, spun around, did a 360, and took off in the opposite direction. It's a huge difference with mouse and keyboard. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think they don't leave that.
Well, you're gonna be actually playing on it. You're gonna be on the mouse and keyboard, and you'll go up against controllers. That'll be the handicap for you.
No,
right.
Not with this.
I'm never using that.
It's not going to be used. It's not going to be widespread. Yeah. It's going to be. It's up to the developer to be used. Nobody's going to fucking use it unless you want like Minecraft or maybe a RTS. It's not going to be used.
Those games are
it's
fun,
corded. If they were serious about it, it would be wireless. If they're just having a third party vendor make that, they're not. There's going to be very few games.
Yeah, I don't
they got Witcher. They got Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition, which has different achievements and the expansions for $20 right now on Xbox Live.
Oh, that's a steal, people! If you don't buy that game,
I know Hellhammer's gonna get that game again.
RPG of this generation. It's the best RPG, JRPG, any RPG of this generation. If you have not played The Witcher and you are into RPGs, it's a must.
Wait, what are you talking about? Isn't it?
Another game that got texture treatment too. That will get it on.
Yeah, it's gonna. That's what I'm saying. If you're waiting to hop on that, man, I would say hop on that.
I have a question. Isn't all the DLC on that game free? So if I got the regular game, I get all that stuff for free.
Most of it was free. But
just the expansions, the 2 expansions.
The 2 expansions are the Blood and Wine and the other one. Oh, this tactical. Did you see it? Predator linked us to it. It's $150.
Nobody's buying that.
Hey, not only that, it's compatible with the 360 and
what the hell is
PC.
that?
Yeah.
That's my what the hell was my collab? My little morphine bag I got back here. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
The catheter is still attached to it.
It has the drip on it, whatever.
Yeah,
You control the drip.
Yeah, that thing is
That's made for you.
You know what? They've had things like this forever. To be honest with you, like I remember on the PS2, people used to complain about, oh man, they're using mouse and keyboard on Battlefront 2 back then, and it was just, it was all complete nonsense. You know what I mean? Hey, whoever keeps sending me invites on Xbox Live, I ain't even on there, bro. I'm like on
it's the worst.
Oh, some people are rude,
like, they gotta fix that.
Some people are rude. Like I'll be in the middle playing a game, and then they want me to play something else, and they don't even, if you want me to play a game with you or something, all you got to do is give me a message, and then I'll tell you, hey man, I'm playing this right now. We can play later. But there was a couple of people that just kept sending me invite after invite after invite, and I'm ignoring you, bro. You see me playing something else. What's wrong with you?
Look at this. Look. Tell me, look at this. This is exactly what it looks like. This little bag, my little bag here, man. That shit is boot butt ugly. God damn.
We can't see. We can't see.
You can't see.
Oh yeah.
You can't see that. What the hell's like?
Oh
yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm looking at.
Hell, you looking at
what the fuck is that?
What is this? Is that your piss? Is that your piss bag? What the hell? Oh,
this is my little bag here. My cat was in my neck.
You pissing that?
My neck was in my neck.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Jesus.
Look at you looking like the broke Iron Man.
You look strong. Looking good.
I feel good today, Tim. I feel good today. You can get off camera though.
It's sad that you're leaving YouTube. You're leaving YouTube just as you're feeling good.
You know what I mean? Right now, I'm all skied up like James Brown with some of these blue betties right here. Some of these blue betties, bouncing betties.
Hey, you guys can pick up Witcher 2 for $2.99 as well. That's back compat. Just
Witcher,
you know.
Witcher 2 was awesome. They went
$2.99. What you say?
That's a lot of money.
$2.99.
Witcher 2 is great.
Yeah,
that's what got me in the series. And unfortunately, I got the first Witcher enhanced version on PC, but it's mouse and keyboard, and I was like, what the hell am I doing? I hope that they would maybe try to make that try to make a console version and try to port that over. I would definitely buy it because the Witcher series is amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Do you know what, Tim? That damn Pro, that 1 terabyte Battlefront is $450. Like $50 more, you get yourself an X. Don't even fuck with that, man.
That's like people were saying that there was going to get a
price drop,
and that Xbox is done. I mean, you have a bet with P Rock Z.
I know.
They're thinking that, that's not going to.
They say this I know because the Bible tells me so.
I mean, for $50 more, you can get the X.
Yeah, you get the first Star Wars game, the Ultimate Edition, for $450. Woo!
Yeah. No, but
let me tell you something. People will leave. People will leave PlayStation to go with Xbox.
They will.
They will go.
There's going to be a lot of eggs on people's faces.
You know what? They'll just change and they'll say whatever. But we were talking about just the Twitter community.
Wait till the PS5 comes out.
But people know that it's better, and it is better, and how much better. Trust me, I remember when everyone was an Xbox fan, and then it switched over. So it definitely did switch over.
You know what people are going to be saying next year? Wow, I wonder what God of War would look like on Xbox One X.
Yep, exactly.
Imagine what they could do. They can't even do a texture. Texture. I mean, what are we, 2013? Seriously.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, come on. And you guys made such a big deal at a resolution. I did every fucking article, 900p, 1080p, and Xbox is offering things like textures. There's super sampling for fucking on. You don't even call, the media doesn't even call out Pro for that. I mean, it's a fucking abomination. It really is.
Hey, listen,
it is. How the fuck is they not doing super sampling yet? Think about it. Answer that question. It's like it's like seconds. How do they not have super sampling system level? FreeSync 2. That doesn't matter.
Because
it's not cool.
You know why they don't? Because the PS4 Pro, let's face it, that is a VR.
Just call it out. It's a VR
PlayStation.
Prop.
It is, right? Because they needed something that makes VR better. Look better and run better, but they can't say, hey, you need to buy this to play VR, right? But honestly, after having tried it on both, you really do. You know what I mean? Like you do. So
it was made for VR, and I'll tell you one thing: this changes and stuff like that. I would not be happy if I was in Sony's position right now.
For that,
they look like they have a shit box. They really do have a shit box versus X. Give me an X, can give it to you. Give me one.
Yeah.
Give me one more. One more before I
Let's go, give it to you. Let's go, give it to you.
Give it two.
Yeah. Later.
Hey, Tim, I gotta listen. I got your props. You're right, man. That damn LED, OLED, my God, it blows the KS series out of the water, man. When I went to when they had the
Tim had to go. He said he had some company over.
Oh, anyway, when they had the X set. Did you guys check out the X at Best Buy? Did you guys go?
I did go. They didn't. Yeah, they didn't have it here. I did go to Best Buy though, and they were talking about it at least. A lot of people were buying 4K HDR TVs. They were saying,
"Oh my God, that LG, man! I am so jealous, man. Gosh,
yeah,
that's nice.
I'm gonna have to cop me one sometime.
It's really nice.
Not no time soon, but
that shit's expensive. It's not.
20, I mean, I don't know. I gotta get this here, but I think it was $2,500 or whatever, $2,000.
Yeah. But, hey, if anybody wants to, I could mooch like Mooch, man. That motherfucker gets mooch's shit. Like I don't even know how.
He got
Evil Within 2.
Within 2, I'm like, damn.
How the hell did you mooch that, man?
I got to mooch hard on my birthday.
Did anybody give you anything?
Just Xbox Pope hooked me up.
Oh, well, I mean, that's cool. Like I don't usually get anything. Like once in a while, somebody be like, "Here you go," and I'm like, "Cool." Like, but mooch, like how the hell? I was like, how did the man got
what it is, man.
Too?
I am not swift with the arts of mooching, man. I've been saying like, look, man, you want to play Destiny? Hey, man, if you want to hook me up, I'll be glad to play Destiny with you. Ain't heard a peep.
I've been saying the same thing.
Yeah, so
I got tons of I got Destiny too, but I haven't really had much time to play it. Maybe when the X enhances it or whatever, because everybody's already like 350,000 light levels or whatever the hell it is, and doing strikes, and so it's
hanging out with Xur.
Yeah, I'm like, what is that? Like, I don't even know. I don't even know what the hell that is. So it's it's unfortunate thing, but hey, man, I'm having a blast with the games that I do have, and I got a huge backlog of games. It's just. Yeah, it's an
Can
absolute.
We say it again, like how awesome it is for Cuphead to be selling 1 million.
Hey, you know what? It's absolutely fantastic. I can't say enough good things. Congrats to those guys. Microsoft really they made a good bet on that one. It's an exciting time.
They definitely believed in it to let them take their time to get it right. Because I mean, when they first showed it, 2014, and it was like, oh, next year, and then next year, and it's like this game's ever gonna come out. And it was worth the wait. I'm very happy with it. If it was anything less than what it is, it wouldn't be as bad. But I mean, I'm so happy with it. They did such a wonderful job, all from top to bottom. They deserve that 1 million, maybe even 3 or 4 more.
Yep, 100%. So,
it's a great game. It's kudos to Microsoft doing that. And you know what? And there was one thing in that interview that I loved. Phil's
Killer Phil.
He was Killer Phil.
Mm-hmm.
He was not I wouldn't say aggressive, but he was confident. For what you read, he knew that he was getting criticized for certain things, but he was just telling to the fan base, like, listen, I'm looking towards the future of where gaming is going. We were trying to make that situation happen in the beginning of 2013. And it got shot down because we didn't market it right. Now we're doing this, and we're going to help you understand how we're doing this. And some won't like it, but this is the future. And just like how everything else has been going, all of the rest of the consoles will be following suit. Well, I should just say Sony, because Nintendo does what Nintendo does. But Sony is going to have to follow suit. And
which Nintendo makes like that Mario game. Woo, doggy.
Yeah.
I can tell you what, man, I am excited as hell.
Hey, when Mario comes out, and then you hear those rumors about that Pokemon game coming, those things are going to
Z, did you not hear that Mario game's already scoring perfect 10s, man?
I mean, all Nintendo games right now, I'm not surprised by that.
Oh, I know, but I mean,
drops all over their motherfucking place, and it's still gonna get a perfect 10.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I mean, it's Mario, but yeah, this is gonna be the first one that I'm really excited for in terms of a Switch game. Like I don't
get a Switch, but I'll mooch it. Come on.
Yeah. You're gonna boot it.
Maya just asked me for Daddy, I want to play Mario. I said, oh Lord, so I can buy one.
You're getting a Switch confirmed. Do an unboxing, Z. Put on a Mario hat. Do it.
I'm getting my Switch. I'm getting my Switch in December, man. I'm excited.
Hey, you know what? It's fun. It is fun, man.
Games for that? Nah, I can't.
Yeah, you can play your 2K, dude. Come on.
No, not at 720p, 30 frames a second.
Dude, who cares, man? You're playing 2K on the go. You can play with your buddies in the van or whatever on the rooftops. Come on. You can play it on with those little controllers. Well, I do advise if you do get one, get the Pro controller.
Oh, I know.
That $80 hunk of crap.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Well, no, the Pro controller is okay. I actually like the Pro controller better than the PS4
I mean, I'm sure it's a fine controller, but I mean, $80. Come on.
Her grandparents buy her one. They're pretty well off. They get mine when I can't afford it, bro.
Yeah. Well, at least they're stocking up. Did you see they're making $2 million a month now?
Well, I didn't know they were sold out. They got them in the Kmart up the street from me. They got them up
bullshit.
there.
Not only that, but
closed all over the place.
Did you see? I mean, I know you're not a big Switch fan. I know we're probably going to close out soon because I want to catch the rest of Monday Night Raw. But like the Switch is getting a lot of support, even though it's getting some stuff a little bit late. But it is going to end up getting Wolfenstein 2. It's getting Doom this November. I think that's pretty cool. It's getting Skyrim. It's getting some support. It's getting NBA 2K. It's
well, the Nintendo guys supporting buy the game because they didn't buy shit of the third-party games on the Wii U. I bought a Wii U and bought all the mods. When Madden sold 10,000 copies for the month, 11,000 copies.
No.
Well, I mean, I think the Switch is different because, like, here's the thing, and I remember saying this years ago with the Wii U. The Wii U was a good concept, but people wanted to be able to take their tablet games elsewhere, and it was too big, and you couldn't do that. And then they really kind of fixed that up, and I think that's why the Switch is going to be so successful. Obviously, we could be seeing lots of other games. Like a lot of people are saying, "Hey, even Cliffy B was talking about Switch support for Lawbreakers."
Well, he needs it.
Cliffy B got no choice, bro.
I know. Cliffy
B got no choice. He need every bit of. He need to suck every penny that he can.
See, he'll sit there and talk about putting Lawbreakers on Switch before Xbox. Come on, Cliffy B. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, though, will the game sell if it comes to the Xbox?
I'll buy it just to support the guy.
Yeah.
I would get it. I would get it on Xbox. Just $30.
How was the game though? Was it bad, or did you guys play the beta? Like, what was up with the game?
No, I played the beta.
It was okay.
It wasn't bad.
You know what the problem was? It was a little bit different than the normal types of games like that with like healers and this kind of stuff. So they changed it up, but it was like fast paced or whatever. I don't. It wasn't a terrible game. I just think it was generic is the best way you can explain it. So it's Battleborn. It's Battleborn to Overwatch, basically. You know what I mean?
Honestly, and not to sound cliche here, but when you think about, hey, 300 people, hit the like button. If you think about, the Xbox is known for being the shooter box. You know what I mean? And I don't know why would they cut despite their face at the end of the day.
Because of PlayStation's,
60 million user install base.
60 million install base.
It's 60 million. Oh, they're 60 million. 60 million PS4s inside homes. Get the hell out of
here. That's what they say. I have no idea. I don't really care about what the numbers are. I mean, because it's all overblown anyway. Because you may if you have 60 million consoles in the household and you're only selling 1.2, 1.3, this, that. I mean, there's really nothing to brag about. Now, these games are successful because they hit over the $1 million threshold. Hell, they're saying that Lost Odyssey is successful for selling close to 600,000 copies in the first week. So I don't even, what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. The whole numbers game is all full of bullshit to me. You know what I'm saying? If you enjoy the game, you enjoy the game. But Z, you're going to trip out when I say this, but I don't know if you've seen it. But you know what? I think I might have to blow some dust off of Street Fighter V and might have to start playing because the new characters that they got coming, they look dope. Finally, Street Fighter, you're finally getting.
They should have released it this year.
They should have just this year. And I guess they're going to probably do season 3. And it's been rumored that they're going to get Sagat as one of is a character. So if they do that, then. Okay, I'm finally
not in the game yet.
Street Fighter fucking 5. Finally.
I see Sony got another exclusive Street Fighter Street Fighter, whatever, X, something from
It's
that.
just the arcade
EX.
or whatever.
No,
Is that what it
he's
is?
talking about the EX.
PlayStation.
EX. Yeah, I hate that too. I mean, damn, I wish Xbox could get that. Yeah,
I like fighters, but
me too.
I don't do like the what do you call it? The blue, what you call it? Blue something.
Blaze Blue.
I love Blaze Blue.
Street Fighter, the Mortal Kombat, the Tekken, Soul Calibur.
Injustice.
Or Injustice, but I don't do those there.
Injustice 2 is dope.
Yeah,
it's the best fighter. It's the best fighter out there. You know,
and it's getting
much love to Tekken 7. But yeah, Injustice is the best fighter out there, and
it's getting the X enhancement too.
Yeah,
and
Tekken as well. Yeah, Tekken as well is going to get X enhancements. Man, hit that music, man. Hell yeah, Tekken for life. Let's go. Let's go. Shit.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, you say, shall we? Did we just about cover everything? Did we miss anything?
Man, we got pretty much everything.
We did the harassment. We did the X. Of course, we did the X.
X go.
Speaking of witchcraft, are you gonna do an unboxing?
I don't know if I'm gonna do an unboxing. I'm sure as hell gonna do a review of it, and I'm giving one away as well. So.
Ooh, yeah, Crab, that's why you got to sign up. The Crab has a giveaway. Why you can't? I don't know why you're not allowed to put those links in the chat. Like for the giveaway. I don't know why. What's up with that address bar? But you can't put them in.
Yeah, sometimes though. But yeah, we're giving it away. MNC Mornings is giving one away. Scorpio Edition too. So
can't wait to win.
Yeah. So I even entered. Also, we're giving away. We don't not as popular as those guys. But we got Star Wars Battlefront 2. All you gotta do is I'll leave the link in the first comment below.
I think I entered that. So yeah, woo! I'm gonna win it.
Yeah, we don't get to pick who wins. The site picks you for you, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's Gleam, so it picks the winner for you.
Yeah. Oh, so I win. Oh no, that thing was fake. That thing is fake. Next gen, so I hope I do win. That'll be something to talk about. Face fake news. That'll be something to talk about here. But something I want before we get the hell out of it, something I want to tell you guys personally. Hold on, I had it here and I wanted to show you guys. Did I lose it? If I lost it, forget about it. If I did, don't worry about it. We'll bring it up next week. Yeah. Where are you? Nope. I think I may have lost it. Nope. We did everything. Yep, that's it. Nope, I don't have it. Yep, it's gone.
Oh, I just want to say one thing. K Mega is doing a giveaway.
What?
K Mega is doing a giveaway.
That's a fact.
The giveaway is to my PlayStation compadres. My old lady's finna cook some chicken fried. She's cooking some chicken fried steak. My advice, my giveaway to you is have y'all women learn how to cook.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. Well, again, listen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for rocking out with Big Gamer Small Talk. It's been a great show today.
X go. Yeah.
I'm a little amped up right now. Mountain Dew. I'm all cranked up on Mountain Dew right now. Maybe
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Thank you, baby Jesus. What are you guys doing? Raw? I might do a little live stream, play a little Cuphead. I can't really feel my fingers.
I'm watching Monday Night Raw. Woo! Let's get some wrestling going on.
Monday Night Football. Look like these games are trash. So, and it's almost it's almost motherfucking 8 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Rachel Maddow. And motherfucking steak. Woo, homemade steak. Ready.
Shameless plug here, ladies and gentlemen. If you can get up 5 people, whatever the case, we're back doing gears. You want to go against the bullies? Find your squad.
Somebody wanted you to rap next gen. I don't know.
I rapped in my last video. What the hell? I'll give you a little rap there. I'll put the link up. Go ahead, next gen spitting some bars.
It's right here.
Let's go. Give it to you.
Next gen spitting that ether. They go to the link right here.
They run that fire
from 79centbeats.com.
Yeah, you support your boy next gen. My spoken mic. What do you call that shit?
Oh shit! Somebody in the chat said next gen sounds rap like Young Thug. God damn! Let's get out of here.
You know what? My grandmother has a disease, and she got it from a cab driver. So disrespectful. Last video, went ahead and just get some bars going hard on the ponies and the haters. You go to the link right here. But thank you guys for rocking out again with BGST. We out of here.
Have a great day, guys.
Subscribe to everyone. We're going. Oh dang, we on.